Well, ladies and gentlemen, Scarlet and Violet has come to an end with the official announcement of the Japanese Mega sets. We now know that this is going to be a new block called the Mega Block, and the Scarlet and Violet era will conclude officially with Pokemon Black and White. So, what are we going to do? Why don't we just rank the whole era on a tier list? This is the official only true tier list for Scarlet and Violet. No other tier lists count, no other opinions matter. This is the one and true one. So let's get into it, and we will quickly learn which sets are the cream of the crop in Scarlet and Violet, shall we? So for starters, we got Scarlet Violet base, right? Good old Scarlet Violet base. Came out in a completely dead market. Nobody cared about Scarlet Violet base. That being said, has some cool cards. Koraidon, Miraidon SIRs, very cool. It's got the Gardevoir line. I do really like the full art terrestrialized Arcanine and Gyarados, but those cards are pretty cheap. Nobody cares. I do think the legendary SIRs of Koraidon and Miraidon are going to age really well, but Scarlet Violet as a whole, comparatively, I think we're going to have to go with C tier. And I just want to say, before we really get too far into this, that I don't think that there is a bad set in the Scarlet Violet era. If you compare any set from Scarlet and Violet to the first half of Sword and Shield, or like the lowest points of any other generation of Pokemon cards, Scarlet and Violet is excellent. They really ramped up the art, and there's so many really great cards and really great just environments and really cool just Pokemon that are highlighted in this entire era. So as we get into this a little bit further, I just want to say that even if something is D tier, across like the last 10 years or so, it's still a strong set. I don't think that anything in Scarlet Violet is that bad. But let's talk about Paldea Evolved, shall we? Another set that came out in a pretty low bear market. Nobody cared about Paldea Evolved when it first came out, but nowadays everyone's real high on Paldea Evolved. That Magikarp is going for all kinds of money. It's got some other really great cards, the Tyranitar, the Raichu, it's got the Iono. It's a solid set, and because of that Magikarp, I think it's going to be pursued and ripped for a long time. Is it the cream of the crop? Is it S tier? Not quite, but I do have Paldea Evolved as an A tier Scarlet and Violet set. Obsidian Flames. Good old Obsidian Flames. When it first came out, it was really seen as like Charizard or bust, right? It has that Charizard SIR, but it has some sleepers, right? The Gloom, it's got the Ninetales, it's got the Scizor, it's got the what else? The Pidgeot, the Pidgeotto line, which has some cool art. The hit rates were low, the hit rates were high, which kind of nerfed the value, some might argue. But after all, it is a Charizard set. I really don't like it more than Scarlet and Violet base, but I really feel like putting it in the D tier is cruel. So we are going to go ahead and put Obsidian Flames in the C tier. And just for clarification, we're just going in order of release. The order that these sets appear in the tier don't actually mean anything. Nothing in the C tier is going to be ranked above anything else in the C tier just because of where it sits in the C tier. All right, moving on. Good old Scarlet and Violet 151. This is the set that got a lot of people back into the hobby. Original Generation 1 Pokemon. Still, when it first came out, it was more popular than these other three sets, but things were calmer, and you would find that hard to believe now, but you could kind of find 151 on store shelves. It wasn't complete Looney Town quite yet, but yeah, Scarlet and Violet, you have the OG Kanto starters line, you got Pikachu, you got the Mew and Mewtwo promo, so many cool cards. There's the Zapdos. It's just a great set. It's a great set. I got to put 151 on S tier. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. Paradox Rift is kind of a mixed bag because I feel like the DLC Scarlet and Violet Pokemon, the Paradox and kind of, obscure DLC futuristic Pokemon, I might be wrong. I think other people do like them, but I'm just not really sold on it. That being said, Paradox Rift does have a very, very nice Groudon illustration rare. And I think if that Groudon was a special illustration rare and had some texture, this set would be much more popular. But nevertheless, it is an awesome card. And unfortunately, Paradox Rift kind of lives or dies with that card. I mean, it does have the Altaria. It's got a few other decent cards, but let's be honest, it's Groudon or bust. And for that reason, Paradox Rift is going to be a C tier set. Paldean Fates. Paldean Fates is a popular set. It costs a lot right now. When it first came out, again, it wasn't big. You know, ETBs were cheap. This is still when you could get ETBs for like 35 bucks. It wasn't a huge set, but it has aged incredibly well. The Bubble Mew is big. Shiny Pikachu, big. Shiny Charizard, big. Other than those 3 cards, though, there's not really a whole lot of depth there, which makes me kind of hold that against Paldean Fates. There's not a whole lot behind those top 3 hits. But those 3 hits are enough to drive a set, don't get me wrong. But for that reason, you know, Paldean Fates, that's going to go B tier. Up next, Temporal Forces. Now, Temporal Forces, like I said with Paradox Rift, heavily relies on the Paradox Pokemon, right? But, you know, they do have the 3 Paradox versions of Raikou, Entei, and Suicune, as well as the Gen 5 legendaries, Terrakion, Virizion, and the last one is not coming to me right now. But there is some cool art. The art style is really cool in Temporal Forces. I don't know if like the Pokemon selection is strong enough to really maintain interest in this set long term. I do think it's a good set to buy at a cheaper price right now, considering what the rest of Scarlet and Violet looks like. But it doesn't really wow me. I don't really love Temporal Forces. I'm going to put it in the C tier. Twilight Masquerade, I think, is the first set where people really started sipping the Scarlet and Violet Kool-Aid and saying, well, yeah, maybe there is something cool here, right? You got the Chansey, you got the IR Eevee, which is a really cool card, and then, of course, the Greninja, which arguably, outside of that 151 Charizard and that Magikarp from Paldea Evolved, it was like the first chase that resonated with a lot of people, that, you know, people really wanted that Greninja. And I think that really pumped the overall opinion of Twilight Masquerade quite a bit. It's a good set. It's got some solid cards. I like the vibes. I'm not, you know, the whole Masquerade theme, though, like, nobody really cares about Ogerpon, so I think that's kind of, I mean, if you like Ogerpon, I apologize. Maybe some people do care about Ogerpon, but personally, like I said, DLC Pokemon in the past have never really done a lot for a set's long-term value, and I think that's the case this time around as well. I do like Twilight Masquerade. I think the Greninja is cool, but yeah, we're gonna throw that in B tier. I don't think it's quite up there with Paldea or 151. Shrouded Fable. Now, Shrouded Fable was a set that people were low on, and I think people still are low on. It does have some hidden gems. The Houndoom is very cool. The Persian is cool. The Dusclops line is pretty cool. But when you look at the whole, you know, range of Scarlet and Violet, you look at the special illustration rares in this set, again, DLC Pokemon, they're not really popular. You know, Oki Doggy, Monkey Dory, I mean, I don't really see the appeal on those cards. So Shrouded Fable is going to be our first entry onto the D tier. Up next, we got Stellar Crown. Stellar Crown. Stellar Crown is another set where the IRs kind of stand out. We've got a really cool Bulbasaur and a Squirtle IR, but the rest of the set, not really good. Not very good. It also has high hit rates, not a lot of hits. It's just not really a great set. I do have a case of it. I mean, I do think that people are going to want the Bulbasaur and the Squirtle long term, but when you look at, like I said, when you look at the extent and the range of Scarlet and Violet's value, Stellar Crown, you're going down there with Shrouded Fable, my friend. Now, Surging Sparks. Surging Sparks is the set where Pokemon went full bananas last November 2024. This is the set where we really left those MSRP, distribution prices, and things started ballooning, right? Surging Sparks booster boxes started hitting $200, and it's like the first set ever where booster boxes were $200 like a couple weeks after release. I don't even remember exactly what the trajectory looked like, but Surging Sparks was expensive pretty quickly after release, and it's the one set that you could get cheaply and relatively somewhat easily before release as a pre-order. I remember I pre-ordered cases of Surging Sparks at around $100 per booster box. That is completely unheard of from that point forward. Surging Sparks, it's got the amazing Pikachu, which if you've seen my other video about that Pikachu, you know that I'm very high on that Pikachu. It's got some really great art in the Milotic. It's got some great art in Latios and Latias. And it's got some sleeper hits too. It's got a really good range of cards. It's got a cool aesthetic. I really think that Surging Sparks is going to do well long term. I like it a lot. We're throwing that on the A tier. Good old Prismatic Evolutions, right? Now this set is an interesting one because obviously highly sought after. This is, the set that brought Scarlet and Violet into full mania. And everybody really went crazy over it, as everybody watching this probably knows. And yeah, I mean, it's got the evolutions, the other SIRs, it's got the Roaring Moon, it's got Iron Moon, is that what it's called? But, Prismatic, everybody loves it. It's a great set. I'm kind of conflicted because while I do think it is, top tier Scarlet Violet, I don't know, I do think it's going to be printed heavily over the next couple of years, and I don't know if the evolution arts are as strong as everybody thinks they are. I'm really split between S and A tier for Prismatic. I feel like I should do S tier, but yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I think we have to do S tier. I was thinking about it. I wanted to do A tier, but when you hold up Prismatic to those other sets in A tier, they definitely clear those. So it's tough call, but Prismatic's going A tier. Now Journey Together, the quote-unquote least popular, most hated set of 2025, which kind of makes me laugh because it's a good set. I think people are just comparing it to, the sets that it's surrounded by. Destined Rivals, Prismatic Evolutions, Surging Sparks. And it doesn't hold up to those sets, but across the greater, scheme of things in the Scarlet and Violet era, it's pretty good. The Salamence is good. The Articuno is good. The Clefairy is going to be a sought-after card. It doesn't have as many hits. It's kind of got that same number of hits as Stellar Crown. But I like Journey Together. I really think that it's going to age well. So I'm going to do something that might be controversial and throw that bad boy, Journey Together, in the B tier. All right, last two sets, baby. Destined Rivals. If you ask me, Destined Rivals, as far as mainline booster box sets go, Destined Rivals is the Evolving Skies of Scarlet and Violet. Just look at the hits in this set. I mean, some people like to crap on it, I think because it's a newer set. And I think that's pretty natural with most newer sets. But it's got an awesome Mewtwo. It's got a Moltres. It's got a Nidoking. It has Ho-Oh. It has Typhlosion. I mean, it has a Blaziken. It has a Houndoom. There are so many good cards in this set. And sentiment might be mixed now because it's a newer set. But I'm telling you what, man. That Mewtwo went for $3 grand in a PSA 10. It's still going for around $1,300 right now. That set is going to be sought after long term. And people might disagree, but Destined Rivals is S tier for me. And I think they're going to print a lot of it. I think it's going to take a while to be very valuable as Evolving Skies. But I'm telling you, when you look at Scarlet and Violet 5-10 years from now, outside of 151 and Prismatic, I would bet you that Destined Rivals is worth the most. And last but not least, Black Bolt and White Flare, the Generation 5 sets. These sets are good. I don't know if they're amazing. I do like that all of the black and white Pokemon get an IR, and I think it does have some really cool hits. And it's tough. It's tough. It's either, man, I feel like I'm struggling with this one a little bit. I do think that those top chases, the BWR, the black and white rares, those are going to be real nice long term. The IRs are cool, although undervalued, but there is a lot of depth there. I'm going to go ahead and put black and white in the B tier. And there you have it, folks. The one and only officially official Scarlet and Violet tier list. Like I said before, I honestly think there are no bad sets in Scarlet and Violet. Even Shrouded Fable and Stellar Crown, I have sitting in a storage locker. I think every set in the era is good. There's not a bad set in the era. I just think when you compare them, this is kind of how it breaks out for me. So, appreciate you watching. Everybody thinks that we're hitting a bear market soon, but I'll tell you what, those Mega Evolution sets, they have a lot of promise in them. I have a hard time believing people are going to leave the Pokemon hobby when sets that include Mega Rayquaza and Mega Charizard and Mega Mewtwo are just around the corner. So the insanity will very likely continue. But thanks for watching. Appreciate it, guys. Let me know what your favorite Scarlet Violet set is below. Let me know what I got wrong. And yeah, catch you next time.